Let's get real.
Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Real Talk with Menashe. I am your host, Menashe Chininganya. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. How is life for you guys? Life for me is good. A little recap. First of all, last week's episode, I had Mara on, and I really enjoyed that episode. And so I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I really love having guests from time to time. Like, I definitely want to implement it more. I love both. I love being by myself. I love having guests. And it's just fun when like people I know come on and like say yes. And it's just so sweet. And our conversation was so funny, like talking about, Butter the Butterfly. But shout out to you, Mara. Thank you so much for coming on. But yeah, what else has happened since we last spoke? Oh, 4th of July. Happy 4th. I hope you guys had a good time. I went to go see the fireworks, as many do. And the fireworks were very lacking for me this year. I don't know what the deal was. It just wasn't giving the way it has in previous years. And I don't know. I was left very like unimpressed. I don't know. But I mean, how many fireworks shows have I seen? Like, not everyone is going to be like stellar, I suppose. But this one very much left like, oh, this could have been an email. Like, that's the energy it was giving to me personally. But maybe I just have a very high bar. Like, I don't know. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed your holiday and are doing well. So my friend the other day, shout out Marissa, she messaged me and she was like, I'm going to need you to watch Love Island USA and give me your thoughts like on the podcast. And I said, you know what? Say less. Okay. So one thing about me is I love watching reality TV, although I do like, it's hard to explain. Like, I won't just watch any reality TV. I typically keep my reality TV to like Real Housewives, although I haven't currently been watching anything. And the Real Housewives, the franchises that I loved, like Atlanta, Potomac, they've been very lackluster. They don't even have new episodes right now, but they've been very lackluster lately. So, and in my heyday, I watched like Bachelor, Bachelorette. I stopped watching that years ago. And then there's like some Netflix shows every now and then I've watched, but she messaged me and I was like, you know what? I don't really have much going on as far as like TV. Like, I can watch this. I can lose a few brain cells. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me tune in. But here's what I didn't know. So I've heard about Love Island, but I know it's originally started in the UK and now I guess there's a USA version. I've heard about it before. I've never watched it. I've seen little clips here and there. I really truly didn't know what was going on. But I've watched 3 episodes now. Now here's the thing. For those of you that have never watched, because I'm just like figuring this out now. I've only watched 3 episodes, but get this, there's an episode that is released every single day, except on Wednesdays. So they're literally on episode like 24, 25. I'm so behind, but I feel like it's going to be good because eventually I guess I'll catch up. It depends. The reason that Marissa told me to watch it even in the first place is because she said this season is so crazy that I was like, okay, like if it's that crazy, let me watch it for myself. And I think the last time I spoke about a reality show, wait, what? Love is Blind. I think that's the last reality thing I watched. And like, what did I say? I was like, love isn't blind, love is blind, love is deaf. I don't remember. I said love is a lot. I don't even know where I went with that. But that being said, I've watched 3 episodes and honestly, I don't even remember their names or even care enough right now. But let me tell you something. I didn't realize I had a bar for reality television, but turns out I do, because the way I've watched 3 episodes, I was on episode 1 and I literally was already rolling my eyes. I was like, what is this? Like, what am I watching? On this show, they go on to like find love and they're also trying to win money. So it's like, is it a game show? Are we trying to find love? Like, what are we doing? I guess both, but like the dramatics of it all, I can't take these people serious. And like, here's the thing, like, I think I'm actually too real for reality, and that's why I could never be on any reality show, because I think of all the things that I feel like normal sane people would think about that they're not thinking about, like making out like on camera for the world to see. I'm just like, your parents gonna watch this, like family, friends, like that is in the back of my head. And I think you have to be a little bit just in your own world to the point where like those things don't affect you. Otherwise, it won't be good reality television. But these singles come on and they've literally, this is how it started. This is literally how it started. They come on and then the first like thing they do is they have like a kissing contest, and they all make out with these random people that they just met. Imagine you're in a room with 5 strangers. Actually, everyone's a stranger. The other girls are strangers, the guys are strangers, and you're in this line and you're drawing names or something, and you're literally making out with people that you just met like 5 minutes ago. And based on who they're attracted to and who they felt like was the better kisser, they will choose to stay in the bed that night with that person. I like can't even, like, I literally was like, this is insane. Yeah, I don't know. What's really throwing me, right, is that because it's filmed every day, I'm assuming, right? Like we're seeing like, maybe we're getting the episode the day before, whatever, but it's all happening in real time, I think. But what I'm not understanding is why they're so dramatic. Like, people are like crying about betrayal, but we're 3 days in. Like, I met you 72 hours ago. What betrayal are you talking about? Like, I don't really know. Like, I just like, I'm just watching this and I'm just like, oh, like, I don't know. And the thing about reality television is it's mindless and it's fun to watch, and it lets me escape reality, I guess, for a little bit, be in their world and like snap out of it. But wow, this just is really interesting. I haven't even really gotten to crazy drama yet. I'm just kind of getting like the scope of what this situation is. And I don't know. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted. If anything really crazy happens, I'll let you know. I'm not even going to tell you to watch it right now because there's definitely like 50 other things I could name that are better for you than to be watching this show. But like maybe it gets so crazy that I just have to like, you know, tell everybody to watch it. Like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So for today's main topic, I want to talk about the importance of reframing things, okay? Reframing things specifically that you need to get done. What do I mean by that? Newsflash, you're not always going to want to do what you need to do, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't need to get done. Does that make sense? Like, there are things in this life that you have to do, okay? And instead of wallowing about it, complaining about it, making it a big deal, I think that we should reframe the way we look at it altogether so it helps us accomplish what needs to get done. I don't know why. I feel like in this day and age, like we're aware of the fact that we need to do hard things or we need to do things that we don't want to do. But for some reason, I just feel like we're in this time where we so willingly talk ourselves out of things, you know, and we need to fix that. We need to fix that because that's actually harming us, not helping us whatsoever. And it's kind of a detriment to our lives. Why can I talk about this? Because I'm literally living it right now. Like, I just feel like I'm in this period of my life where I'm like, okay, like we need to reframe some things. Like some things just have to get done, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you wait for the day that you feel like doing something, what happens if the feeling never comes? Like, what then? Like, what happens then? You're not always gonna feel it. The feeling's not always gonna be there. The feeling may never come, but it still needs to get done. Okay, that's why we can't always listen to our feelings. Okay, there's a lot of there's a lot of feelings. There's a lot of feelings, and a lot of times it really doesn't matter how you feel. We have to be honest. Like, it doesn't always matter how you feel. It has to get done. Things have to happen. You have to be stronger than your feelings, and you have to be able to put your feelings aside sometimes, even though your feelings are valid, your feelings are valid, your feelings are valid. But they don't, you're using your feelings as a hindrance sometimes, and we need to just stop doing that. Don't give yourself the opportunity to talk yourself out of something or make something you need to do a negative thing. You know, it's really easy to talk yourself out of anything. I love to talk. I have a podcast. Hello. So one thing about me is I can talk myself out of anything. I can talk myself into anything. I can talk myself out of anything. I can just talk. You know what I mean? And so I feel like we sometimes need to just stop the talking and do the doing. Because you spend so much time going back and forth and dragging your feet. And it's something you already know you need to do. So all of that stuff is just like unhelpful. And it doesn't get you to the goal of actually completing the thing. It just prolongs you from actually getting it done. Right? So that's why I'm like, we need to figure out how to reframe these things and stop making it such a negative or stop making it such a task and just like accomplish it. Just get it done. I feel like there's two different ways to approach reframing things you don't want to do. The first one is instead of looking at it in a negative light, you change it to a positive. So for instance, you're like, oh, I'm so tired. Instead of being like, oh, I'm so tired, complaining about how tired you are, you're like, thank God I woke up this morning, you know? Or you're like, oh, I don't want to go to work. Like, I'm not feeling it. Instead, we go, thank God I have a job. You know what I mean? Like reframing the negative to the positive. That's one way, okay? The second way is making it a necessity and not an option. It's more of the blunt approach, I say, because sometimes things are necessary and you don't need to really think about it too much. You just need to do it. So for instance, you're like, I don't feel like cooking. You don't even let yourself do that. You just go, get up and cook. Like, get up and cook. You know what I mean? I don't feel like cleaning my room. I need to get up and clean my room. Like, it's a necessity. Stop making it an option because, again, you can talk yourself out of anything. I'm tired. I'll clean my room. No. Get up and clean it. Get up. Like, that's how I feel you have to kind of be with yourself sometimes. You just have to do it. What did Nike say? Exactly. Because sometimes you literally just have to do it. You can't think about it too much, you know, because you're giving yourself that out, okay? And things just need to get done. So there's two approaches. And depending on what you're dealing with, I don't care which one you use, just use one of them, okay? You want to be a negative to positive person, fine. You want to be blunt, like let's get it done, fine. Both of these options get you to the end result of getting the task done or just being able to reflect on it in a positive way. And it's helpful. These are just tips to be helpful because, again, the stuff I'm talking about are things that need to get done. Now, if it doesn't need to get done, it's not a part of this conversation. But I'm talking about things specifically that you already need to do regardless, or things that, you know, might not be ideal, like, you know, not wanting to go to work, but you need a job, right? That's what I thought. So it's just things like that, you know, taking it out of a negative to a positive or just being more blunt with ourselves is the two approaches that I think are the most effective. Ultimately, complaining or being complacent is a gigantic waste of time, okay? And has that ever helped anyone ever? No. So that's why I'm just like, in this period of my life, like I said, like I'm living this right now. I'm just like reframing everything to get the job done, right? And sometimes we kind of hold ourselves back, right? And so in this season of my life, I'm just, you know, being either blunt with myself or changing the negative into a positive. And I would encourage you to do the same because the opposite of it isn't helpful to you at all and you're better off for it. And I can even say with the time that I've really been trying to reframe and just think about it in a different way, it's been so helpful for me in a lot of different ways because I'm getting it done and then I can reflect back and be like, see, it wasn't so bad. Because also sometimes we talk it up in our head and we make it such a big to-do, right? Like nobody ever wants to clean their room, especially when you've been waiting so long and it's become such a huge mess. But it needs to get done. And then when you finally do it, you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad, right? Because typically the action is never as bad as like overthinking the action, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, that's my main point for today. Okay. These things need to get done. Reframe it in your mind, change it from a negative to a positive, or make it a necessity and not an option. Here's to reframing this week. Here's to a good week. And just realizing how lucky and blessed we are, honestly, to have the life that we do and do the things that we do. And although we don't always want to do everything, things still need to get done. It's as simple as that. I hope this is helpful to you guys because, I don't know, it's been really helpful to me. And I like to share the things that I'm doing because, I don't know, if I'm dealing with it, I figure someone else is dealing with it too. So we can be in this together, okay? I'm wishing you guys an amazing week. I'll let you guys know what's going on in Love Island. And I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Bye. Let's get real.